Can you climb higher than last time in Sword Satellite? More diamonds on Apocalypse, more red stars on Super Skrull means more meta tunes in the wild. What does this mean for you? We got a month-long milestone event. Will this month be completable? And what juicy rewards are happening in next month's month-long milestone event? We're talking about all of these things and more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I am joined by the purplest of them all, Brother Prplestiky. And if you're ready for it, Brother Purple, let them know what to do.
Let's go smash it.
Yes, let's do it. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm ValleyFlyin. This is Prplestiky, and this is your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We do this video every single week, keep you up to date on everything coming up in Marvel Strike Force and everything that's happened over the past week in Marvel Strike Force. And if this is your first time here, haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content, at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Usually there's more news videos like this, keeping you up to date on everything, reveal videos, everything help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But let's talk about your experience. It's been a little while since I've talked to you, Prplestiky. Yep. How have you been, and how is your experience in Marvel Strike Force this week?
Everything's good, man. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time in MSF. You know, it might be the best time I've been having in a while. So I think the game is in a pretty good spot. Nice. Never perfect, not perfect, never perfect. That's fine, but I'm having a good time. And Crucible, Sword Satellite gives me something to do. I've been enjoying War a little bit more recently, so I can't complain. Everything's good, man.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, no game is ever going to be perfect, but I see a smile on your face, and that means something. All right, but I think some of the smile is because you got some diamonds on your Apocalypse. I got one. It popped in my first store. I've spent a few core refreshes and got nothing else since then. Where's your Apocalypse? Where's your Super Skrull? Do you have enough save? What are your plans right now for all this stuff?
Yeah, so I had to do some refreshes as well, but I did get lucky. I got Apoc to pop twice for me, so he is now at 2 diamonds.
Okay.
I did, after we got that CC payout last, whatever it was, week or two ago, I did spend some of that currency bringing up a couple of characters.
Which characters?
I think I put like one on Doom, one on Red Hulk, one on Rogue kind of thing, and just spread it out because War is really important to my alliance, so I wanted to make sure the Red Hulk was there. Rogue is still amazing in Cosmic Crucible. On defense and with certain compositions, she could be a brick wall. And then my Doom, just to shore, I'm not recommending Doom to anyone necessarily as a high priority.
I put 2 on Doom. I almost put the 3rd. Doom sucks. Don't put any diamonds on Doom. Don't waste that stuff on Doom. My goodness.
I was shoring up a certain counter I used for him in CC where at times he was dying. So Doom's always tough because it's that.
Wait, is that counter this season or last season? Because Doom last season was great. Doom this season, not doing so much.
This season. Sometimes I will use him in combination with like Undying and like Super Skrull into a superior 6 team on defense.
Okay.
And the way you set it up is that you put him next to like a pre-taunt like Zuggs. And when they do their attacks, Green Goblin Classic throws the pumpkin bombs to retaliate, does splash damage to Doom, right? And you want him in that sweet spot where the splash damage takes him under 50%, but obviously doesn't kill him. And now Green Goblins are...
Mine's kills him, but he bleeds out. He doesn't even get to turn. And mine's a 2 diamond, gear 18, level 97, and he still bleeds out. So I don't know what the heck I'm doing wrong. Maybe your opponents are...
Maybe. It might not work now with the bigger Green Goblins. So maybe I made a big...
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe my Green Goblins are bigger or something. But yeah, mine's just been bleeding out in Cosmic Crucible, doing very, very little. What do you think of the costs for Apocalypse and Super Skrull? I think the Apocalypse costs are not that bad. Super Skrull, super expensive. We were wondering if the increase to the dark promo credit at 30,000 from 20,000 meant everything. Well, 21,000 to get Super Skrull to 7 red stars. When you add all these up, that is why it is a little bit more. What do you think of the cost for all these characters, though? Or for both of these characters?
I think Apocalypse is very reasonable. He is among probably the 2nd best character in the game. Maybe you can make the argument that he's the 3rd best, I guess.
They're 1 and 2. They're 1 and 2. Depends on the mode and all that stuff. They're 1 and 2. Though.
Apocalypse is just crazy good. I think that's very reasonable for APOC diamonds. I think it is about time that we got him. So that seems good to me. Super Skrull, I'm actually surprised we got this soon. I was expecting for this to take longer, to be honest, but I'll take it. He is very expensive, no doubt about that, but he is the best character in the game, period, hands down.
Is he worth that cost, though? I have not seen a 7-star Super Skrull, even on defense and anything like that, so I'm not sure how much of a difference that would make. Have you seen any Super Skrulls or that are 7 stars, or do you have anyone in your alliance or anything that has a 7-star Super Skrull?
Possibly. I haven't really paid attention. I'll have to look today when we're in war to see if anyone in my alliance has one. I haven't seen one, like fought one out in the wild yet. But I imagine he's going to absolutely smash. Here's all I'm saying. It's crazy expensive, no doubt about it. But he's bar none the best character in the game for sure. He's incredible. And for me personally, I am hoarding all of my dark promotion credits to continue to build him up until a point in time where it no longer makes sense to do so. You know what I mean? New DPC characters come out or whatever. But I mean, he's incredible. He's expensive, but he's incredible. And if you're a spender or whatever, and you do buy things like the like dark promotion credits, they're relatively available. It's not like we have a floodgate where I'm like, I have so many I don't know what to do with. But like, if you spend $20 and you're into the battle passes or whatever, you get a good amount from there. Events have been more generous with them recently. So I think people are going to accrue these faster than they probably think. It is still very expensive, but he's the best character in the game.
So I used to work in sales, and one of the things is there cost doesn't matter and when there's value there. Is the value there at 7 red stars from what you know for Super Skrull right now?
For me, yeah. I mean, dude, Super Skrull, yes. Like people are like, oh, Super Skrull fell off. Black Knight's here. That is one counter to the character, right? That is one. Yeah, I think he's back. I think Super Skrull's back in the arena meta. He fell off for a little bit, and then people. It started to shake out. It's still arena's still a mess. Super Skrull's back in it. Super Skrull can solo 5-man teams by himself for like 97% of the roster that we have, right? I mean, you could literally drop 97% of the teams that you would bring into a solo Super Skrull, and he would probably still beat them. That's true. That's how good he is, man. He's incredible. So like, yeah. The value is there, right? So yeah, that's my next character. You use your dark promos on Super Skrull. If you haven't already, if you're ready for the diamonds for Apocalypse, use that. All right, let's talk about Sword Satellite. Same floors as last time. I don't know where I got last time. I know I didn't get to floor 40 because I didn't have Super Skrull. Did you have Super Skrull last time we did this? What floor did you get to, and what are you expecting on this time? I did get to 40 last time. I did have Super Skrull, if memory serves. I think I had him, but in either case, this is when the introduction of diamonds. So around the time when diamonds introduced, not when we had the three. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I did have sus for sure then. But yeah, I was able to get to 40 and then farm it every day in the last one. So was there any tough nodes that gave you some trouble? 35 has a bunch of Apocalypse and Horsemen. For me, though, I think it was 30 because when I got to 30, I just clicked hit. I just went it and I wasted an Apocalypse team, and I don't even think they won that node as well. So yeah, I made a big screw up on my first day. And then floor 38, even with this team, even with a bunch of Horsemen and things, I was not able to get through this today, so I got to try this again tomorrow. What were some of the toughest nodes that you faced? To be honest, I have not really hit any that I like. Tough, you're just smashing through it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like there may be where I brought in a team and it didn't quite work out or whatever, but none where I was like, I don't know how I'm going to overcome this. It was more of like, maybe I should have thought about this a little bit more. There was one with the, I'm trying to think, I think it was, I don't remember the exact floor number, but it was like Quicksilver with some YA and New Warriors characters where I underestimated that a little bit. Okay. And I think I brought in a team or two. I like to do this thing where every day, I like to bring in a team. Like I like to hit a node with a team that I know I am not going to need in subsequent nodes. And like, maybe I can get lucky, right? Maybe I can get a good RNG and then save a better team. And if I need to back out, I back out and I waste that team, but it's a team I wasn't going to use anyway. So I always push my luck. And that was one of those floors where I tried like, I think 2 different teams. I was like, maybe I can make this work, and it didn't work out. And then I was like, all right, we're bringing in, I think it was like Tangle Web Eternals or something. And we flipped everything, and that was it, or whatever I did there. But I haven't yet hit a brick wall. That being said, I have not done my attacks today, and I have not hit floor 38 yet. I'm at it right now. So my first attempt on floor 38 is today. And we'll see after that attack. Maybe I'll be singing a different tune.
we talked about power levels before this. Your power level under this team is a lot stronger than mine. I think this is the team that you need to be 38, though. I haven't seen too many other outside of this. What do you think of the format based on this verse in Kiln Tower, where you could go in as many times as you want per day? You could do like 10 runs per day. Where's this one? Only using these characters once. What do you think of the format? I personally like that 3-person team. It was more aligned to Scourges. You could do as many as you want in one day, but this one you get certain attacks. So it's a lot more stressful, I feel. Which one did you like better?
Probably the Kiln thing. I guess probably a little bit better. But I think they're both their own different beasts. What I'll say is I'm glad we have both of them, right? I think they're both interesting in their own ways. I probably prefer the 3-man team and strategy, going back in and trying things a little bit different every time. I like Scourge, like you said.
I think I'd rather have them both like the Scourge, but one, the Sword Satellite, keep it the 5-person team, the Kiln, keep it 3-person team, but I would rather have the formatting like the Kiln Tower, where you could climb up as many as you want, reset as many as you want. This one does take a lot longer though, so there is some downside to that. So, but
yeah.
I'd rather, if I screw up, I want to go back in and try it again. I don't want to I gotta wait 24 hours to try this again. That's the only thing I don't like about this. What are your thoughts on these rewards? Because there are some pretty good rewards in the ranking rewards. We got a lot of these extra cold-blooded orbs for the milestones. What are your thoughts on these rewards and the selection of Nakia and Black Panther, kind of out of the meta at this point, at least for me? What are your thoughts on these rewards here?
Well, first thing I'll say is that I've been starved for training materials, so getting some training materials in these milestones has been excellent. That's really helped me quite a bit.
Orbs, though. Orbs, fragments. It's not like...
listen, I'll take anything that I can get, and I probably will hit that last milestone. That's another 12. I'll take anything I can get, so I'm happy to at least see that in there. But yeah, no, I think the rewards have been pretty good. Can't argue with, there's not a ton of gold in there, but sure. As far as the ranking rewards, again, I probably won't pull top 100. My guess is probably top 500. So 9 million gold, I'll take it. 15 orbs for BK. Ooh. And then as far as
grindy, I like that.
Yeah. And then as far as war dogs. So here's the thing. Only place I'm using war dogs right now, you can use them if they're big enough. You can use them into Infinity Watch in Room 3 in Crucible, and it's not an efficient match, but it is a relatively easy match if that's all you have left. So there is use there. And also my alliance has been using them a ton in War. They always use them, but now they're getting some serious play. I think having us run them into SD APOC teams right now, and a lot of
that's not bad. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good counter.
They can do some work, man. They've had me bring them up recently so that, we're able to do some heavy hits, and they can take out some serious teams. And a big part of that, the biggest part of that, is probably Black Panther and specifically Nakia. Honestly, Nakia slaps. So while I don't think this changes any kind of meta, you're not going to all of a sudden, they're going to be a staple in your CC offense or defense or anything like that, or you're going to be using them in raids or whatever, none of that. But it is going to make them more viable against some more counters and shore up those counters in things like War. Now, whether or not you're into War, to each their own. It's not my favorite game mode in the world, but I'm learning to enjoy it a little bit more. And knowing that I'm going to have more capabilities with War Dogs on those War attacks is nice. And at the end of the day, no teams last longer than War teams, period. War teams stick around for years a lot of the time. You know what I mean?
That's true. I don't like the War teams, but they do last long, and they have that long shelf life. Last, before we move on from Sword Satellite, floor 40. Now, if you look at this, 100 million points, and this is something that a lot of players are going to use to separate themselves from the tiebreakers, because if we look at the leaderboards right now, rank 2 through rank 9, this is just one example, all the exact same score right now. Actually, rank 10, and I guess we had another one get to a higher score while we were in the middle of recording, but no tiebreaker right now. What is your floor 40 strategy to kind of win the tiebreakers? There is a tiebreaker for the event, but not this actually Sword Satellite. So what are you going to use to separate yourself from other people?
What you probably want to do, if you can get through floor 40, right? You just want to keep farming that over and over again.
40 over and over, not dropping down and getting more floors, just 40 over and over.
Only on the last day, right? So only on the last day does it make sense to drop down. Here, at the end of the day, Floor 40 nets you 100 million points. It doesn't matter how many times you do the floors below that, you are not getting 100 million points. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't add 1 through 39 doesn't add up to 100 million.
I did not do the math, but I can pretty much guarantee you that it does not.
I don't even have to do the math. I know it doesn't.
I'm looking at some of these floors. It's like, you're going to get 14,000 points for this. You're not getting 100 million. So ultimately the goal for me is to get to floor 40, which I'll do today, get through floor 40, which hopefully I can do today. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to. Then farm that every day. Then the final day, do floor 40. And then drop back down. Like, I'm going to assume I'm not going to be able to do it twice. Maybe I can, but
how many apocalypses do you have? That's
just one. Just one. I'm assuming I'm only going to be able to find one team that does it one time. But then that final day, dropping back down and then getting as far as I can. And that final climb back will differentiate you from the other people that did the same thing as you, hit it on this day of tower, and then, we're able to do it that many times. And that climb back will give you just enough points to separate yourself a little bit, I think.
Okay. So that's a strategy if you want to get as high as you can for these ranking rewards. But there is a separator for the event that this all feeds into, the Painted Town Red Red Letter Day, for the Black Knight shards. What do you think of this main event and the rewards for it? It's not a lot of Black Knight shards, but there's a lot of other things in here. Do you think a lot of these other things make up for the lack of Black Knight shards in these ranking or these milestone rewards?
Yeah, I mean, the other rewards are nice. They're fine. Like, there's some couple of, I'm looking at it now, a couple of catalyst packs in there, some bio gear, whatever. It's not like the biggest deal in the world, these milestones. And yeah, there's not a ton of Black Knight, but this is kind of a multifaceted release for BK. It's not like we're relying on just this. This is, to me, is more of like a supplemental. Like, I get to whatever I get here, and then the rest of Black Knight.
This is his release event. I mean, these release events have been getting less and less shards for these characters. They're getting other rewards. And then in subsequent events, we also get these shards, but this is his release event.
Well,
so
I know, but that's in combination with the orbs you're getting from doing the tower mode.
That's true. You're also getting stuff from the orbs as well.
The Blitz thing that we're supposed to get on Sunday, whatever that looks like.
You're getting 0 orbs. You're getting 0 Black Knight shards from that. That's just points. That's just milestone points. That's all you're getting here, and that's for these.
The Blitz thing doesn't give you any. Those orbs don't give you any.
No orb fragments. 0 orb fragments. Only points for this. So it's just to separate these ranking rewards. Right. Does that change your thoughts on this?
Yeah, F this event.
You're not getting any more fragments after
Satellite? No.
What are your thoughts on this orb itself? Because I thought it was a pretty weak orb from the standpoint of shards for Black Knight and not a lot of other stuff. You got some gear here, gear, some uniques. That's good. But the center pillar, Black Knight, 4 to 10 shards is all you're getting. So what are your thoughts on this orb? Is this fine? Is this more? Are you getting enough from Sword Satellite that this is going to be enough shards for Black Knight? What are your thoughts on this?
Here's my thing, right? Like, he is a 100 shard unlock. Mm-hmm. He is a incredibly powerful character. They obviously want him. They made him dark promotion credits. They obviously want him to be limited. My guess is their plan is for like highly engaged non-spenders to probably unlock the character and not too much more beyond that, right?
Yeah.
So within that context, if you're doing everything and you're at a certain stage in the game where you can make some good progress in the tower and get some of those orbs there and hit some milestones on the Red Letter Day thing, you're probably going to unlock him with a little bit of effort, would be my guess. That being said, would I love to see more Black Knight shards out of there? Yeah, for sure. Of course. Like, that is not, I don't look at that. I'm like, 4 to 10. That's super exciting. It's just like, all right, they're going to be stingy with this character because he's so good. And this is what we got to deal with. So do I love it? No, but I mean,
when do you think he's going to be farmable like a normal character? Because in their blog post with the release of Diamonds, they specifically said, all non-dark promotion characters will be released within 4 months. Farmable, available within 4 months. Get them to 7 stars within 6 months. But he's a dark promo character. He doesn't fit that. There's no commitment to dark promo characters, so they could do whatever they want. What do you think they're going to do with Black Knight?
My guess, without really knowing, but my guess is that it probably falls in line somewhere between a normal character and like one of the zombie characters. You know how when they release the zombie characters, they're like, "Oh, it's going to be your only chance to get them this year" or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that language they use.
That's not a good release method for a normal character. The zombies and undying, I'm fine with that. You know, that's like a specific war team. But this.
What I'm saying, though, is that I think it's going to fall somewhere in line between a regular release, where like the 6 month, whatever they quasi committed to, and like that zombie, it's going to be probably 12 months before you see it again. I would not expect to see him in a farmable state in 6 months. I'm happy to be proven wrong. I would love to be proven wrong about that. But to your point, like they said, you know, non-special release, non-dark promotion characters, why would they be that specific? Maybe they're going to end up being super generous with them, and that's awesome and fantastic.
So maybe farmable within 6 to 8 months instead of the 4 months or the year, somewhere in there, 4 to 6.
I'm calling 9 months. 9 months farmable.
Oh, I want to put the pressure on them even sooner than that. Let's go for 6. Let's go for 6.
Just like a baby. Just like a baby. We're going to have to wait 9 months for farmable Black Knight to come into the world.
All right. I like that analogy. I like the reasoning why. But we got an Alliance event going on right now. This one is a lot more friendly. This one's based on raids. And yeah, the limits are very, very good in this event. What do you think of these rewards for this? Because this is a little bit more generous than some of the other Alliance events that we've had in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very much enjoying this. So I am in a rather large alliance with a lot of people that do spend to build up these characters early and all that stuff. So we actually have already hit milestone 20. Like, we got some heavy hitters in this alliance. They definitely carried
days ago. Not even it wasn't even a question.
I think it was like a day or two ago, but like they absolutely carried me. I'm literally number 24 on the participation board, but like I don't really spend, so I totally got carried in this. But
nice.
No, I'm digging the rewards. There are a ton. I just gobbling up as many training materials as I could possibly get my hands on. So I'm loving that portion of it. The catalyst packs, I'm always low on catalyst. So that's super nice. Dark promotion credits. I think this is a pretty generous event. Even if you don't get all the way to the end, I think the stuff leading up to that is quite good. We did something where we kind of, I think it's Gamma that's going on right now. Towards the end of Gamma, there's a couple of nodes where you can use the Hive Mind characters. And I think we kind of cheesed it where like our biggest accounts with the highest star levels of those characters would go in and whatever. I don't remember if they could back out.
Because it's based on play. You don't have to win. You could
they would just time out or whatever, auto lose or whatever, and get us credit for that. So they would farm that every day. Nice. So I mean, like the guy at the top of our leaderboard right now has 157,000 points towards the milestone. For reference, I'm at 13,000. I'm at 13,800. So that dude just literally farmed that.
Top of my alliance, man. All right, so this is a good one.
It's a good one.
Yeah, some people did a lot better, but as far as these Seeing Red, it's been pointed out, there's not enough points in the rest of these. I mean, we've got all the red alert milestones there. I think we've got most of them from here, from the red letter day. Seeing Red, is this going to be completable? It was weird last week or last season when I usually fall in the top 1%. I was in like the top 10% last time. Have we ever had a milestone event that they have not been able to complete?
I don't think so. I can think of like 1 or 2 times, just like anecdotally. I don't even remember specifically what they were. Where like we reported to them like, hey, the math is off on this. People aren't going to be able to hit this. And they made it right. You know, they came out and they were like, listen, we were off on the math. Here's some supplemental, milestone points or whatever to make it right. I find it very weird that a highly engaged player is not going to complete this monthly. And if the math isn't there currently, my expectation of them is they would make that right with an additional free claim or free claims or something in the mailbox. I would find it very bizarre that we got through the end of this and a highly engaged player that's doing everything they needed to do did not complete this monthly. So I personally am not worried about it too much, but
yeah, I don't think that's the intent of these events. Some events they want very hard. These month-long milestones, they've traditionally, if you've done the milestones, you get to get everything. They have miscalculated in the past. I do remember 2 specific times. They're like, this is wrong. And they've given us bonus points. I think that's what they do here. But hopefully they don't need this afterwards. But I think they miscalculate a few things because it's a shorter month-long milestone event than previous. But I think they'll do enough to give us points that if you did all the stuff, you'll get the things. Now, a couple more days for these milestones, these race to the top milestones. Only a little more than 2 days left. Where are you with this? I'm right now at level 97, and I've met all of my level 96 limits, working on the level 97 limits. I'm not sure if we're going to reach level 98 before this ends. Where are you? And in retrospect, since this is almost over, what did you think of this race to the top milestones?
Yeah, so I am also level 97. I am 7,000 experience away from getting to 98. So I seriously doubt that I get that in the next 2 days before this ends. I'm currently at milestone. I'm working on milestone 11. So I have 10 out of 25 complete. So I'm pretty sure I've hit the level cap for all the 97 characters. I got lucky. I got very lucky recently and opened one of those mega gold orbs or whatever that we got from some random event and got a 100 million drop. So gold, I've been flush with gold.
Oh, man.
I've been very lucky with that. I've been flush with gold, but training materials, are coming in a little bit scarce here and there. So, but yeah, so I have all my level 97s. I'm just a little bit ahead of you, but I don't think I'm gonna hit level 98. I think there's no chance of that before this.
There it is. You can spend a bunch of cores. You can spend more incursion energy. There are some things you could do to get that.
Yeah,
are you willing to do that though? Is the question.
No. I need my cores. Like, I don't know. Maybe after I hop off the video here, I'll do a little math and see. I don't got that many cores, man. I'm like. Black Knight came, I cored him to unlock and all that, so to help the unlock.
Straight up buy experience if you really need to
I'm
get
good,
there.
Man. I'm not really a
with your alliance, Nah,
I'm good. That does nothing for me. So I'll probably get to where I'm at, and that's that. I probably won't go any further. What I will say is that I think the rewards for this were fine, and to me, it was just bonus stuff. And I was going to level up the characters anyway. So if, this just gives a little bit more to people that spend and got to level 100 for the higher milestones, more power to them. That's cool. For me, it was just like, this is bonus stuff that I got for leveling up characters. I was probably going to level up anyway. And
all the good stuff was down here. These diamonds for Sunspot, this golden apocalypse costume. All the good stuff was down here.
Bro, my Sunspot's like 5 stars. I ain't worried about diamonds for that guy. Like, that's cool and all, but like,
where's my Sunspot? Mine is also 5 stars. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried about diamonds. Like, that's cool and all, but
in like 3 months, that's gonna be great when they're out of the meta, though.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, listen, honestly, I'm looking at this like it's even more exciting. All those catalyst packs. I always need catalyst. Dude,
I want this. I want to get to milestone 10. Once I get to milestone 10, I'm way far away from anything else. So if I get to milestone 10, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head to 10 myself. So
I think that's a good target for engaged players.
Yeah,
and in-game engaged players. This guy came though. We got a new character, Starbrand, in the game. Have you used him at all? As you can see, he's only level 60 for me, not usable in pretty much anywhere. What does he do now as far as what you're hearing about this character? Or is he just for use like I plan to use him for that costume and for the legendary unlock? Does he have any use right now? Is there any viability in a 4-piece team or out of time?
I have not unlocked him. I don't buy the character stuff myself. I would core to unlock a character like this, but Black Knight came out and he absorbed every single one of my cores.
A character like this or a new character? Because Black Knight, I think, is worth the cores. This one,
yeah. I just mean, so what I tend to do as like again, it's not a non-spender or whatever, is core to unlock a character a little bit earlier than I might otherwise. That's just what I use my cores for. That being said, like, this is not for me personally. Like, I do not look at people have been calling him Starnak, comparing him to Karnak, which I find super funny.
It's a very good comparison.
Yeah,
they're both
so I did not
legendary unlocks. They're both war characters, and they're both not very good outside of war and outside of their main team. So that's a good comparison.
Yeah. So what I'll say is I currently don't have the cores to even unlock him a little bit early, like I do with pretty much every character, or try to get close to unlocking him at least with cores, because Black Knight took it, and I'm not feeling like I'm missing out at all, is what I'll say. I don't know. I don't know what to say. But like, I have not fought him in CC. Maybe I will change my tune when I run into him in CC, and I'm like, oh man, he's really does a lot more than it looks like he's gonna do.
Anybody really built up this character. I mean, some people bought this character, but probably more for the legendary unlocks. Doesn't sound like there's been a lot of testing on this character or the 4-piece team. For me, I'm not really building this character until the race to 100 is over. I'm putting my resources in those characters, get the milestone points, because I could always come back and do these when those milestones are done. So yeah, I'm waiting for this character right now until the race to 100 is over. Then I'll start to build them up. But my gold training mats are going to those other characters right now. All right, little bit of controversy, prplestiky, and this has been around for a couple weeks in the Envoy chat. We were hoping to get it solved. It looks like it's still not solved, and that is this experience throttle. And a lot of this is causing some players like frustration. And what this is, certain players, if you level up, you're getting an extra bonus experience, as you can see in this screenshot right here. Whereas most players, myself, older accounts, it's 0 extra experience every time you level up. What does this cause, and why is Scopely doing this?
So this is, I would guess, a classic A/B testing thing where they give 2 different people, 2 different accounts, 2 different experiences, and they monitor progress, retention, all that stuff from the outside. That's kind of what it would look like to me. I have a background.
And as a player, that doesn't feel good. From a company perspective, though, why would they need to do something like that?
So I personally, I have a background in marketing. I've worked in marketing related stuff for about a decade. So I'm very familiar with A/B testing, and it gives you 2 points of reference, right? It's like you can even do it on YouTube thumbnails now, right? You can put up one thumbnail for the same video. You can feed people one thumbnail and then another group of people another thumbnail. And you know what it can possibly tell you is, hey, people are more engaged when the thumbnail looks like this rather than this, like an in-game screenshot versus ValleyFlyin with a really excited face flexing, pointing at, level 100 or whatever. And so it lets you, that type of A/B testing allows you to present 2 or more groups of individuals with separate experiences, and then you monitor how they react to that. Does player retention change? Does someone who levels up faster tend to spend more money than someone who levels up slower? All that stuff. Like, what are the behaviors surrounding that? What does that change, and what do they want to do moving forward? So from their perspective, that's probably why they're doing this, would be my guess as an outsider looking in. For the player perspective,
why does this suck from a player's perspective?
I would be pissed.
From there, it makes sense, but from a player, this is horrible. Why? This is such an unfair advantage. Dude, why does this suck so bad from the player's perspective?
Could you imagine being like a 2 or 3 month player? This information comes to light. You found out you have a dud account. I probably would just quit. Because what's the alternative? You keep going knowing that you're always going to be at a handicap for forever. Until you hit the max level. Yeah,
every time they raise the level cap,
you're going up
way more than that.
Yeah, or you put 2.5, 3 months worth of time into this, and you're like, all right, do I restart until I get a good one, and then lose all the last 3 months of progress? And
and you know what? If that's where it might be worth restarting your account. If you spend no money 2-3 months in, I think an additional month or 2, you're going to be way more ahead if you get one of these boosted accounts rather than one of those normal accounts. So 2-3 months is the time I think you might want to start re-rolling. After that, you might want to keep your account. Before that, you probably definitely want to re-roll and get one of these boosted accounts.
I'm just going to say this. If you've been playing this game for 3 months only to find out that you have a dud account that is not up to par with 50% of the other accounts that are out there, I would highly consider you think about going to another game that respects your time and you as a player a little bit more than this does. Because me personally, I would not start over and I wouldn't keep going. I would feel cheated and I would go, all right, I'm going to go do something else that respects me a little bit more than this. This is unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. I think it's disrespectful to the player base.
It is horrible.
It's
what can be done? What can be done at this point though? What is there a solution?
I mean, I would be surprised if they did anything at all. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe they will do something about it, but that would surprise me if they did.
They should say, all right, the test is over. Everybody gets this. Everybody not level 95 or before a certain date or something like that. gets all this stuff. Just add this to everybody, finish this testing, give it out to everybody. And all right, you got a little bit of advantage for a couple weeks. Now everybody gets the same advantage.
I would expect if I had one of these, I'm going to keep calling it a dud account, right? Like, oh, if I had one of these duds.
It's a normal account. Everybody gets that account.
A normie account.
These are boosted accounts.
If I had a dirty normie account and they said they were going to like, all right, the test is over or whatever, I would expect a very generous compensation for this. Very generous based on my current level and things I might have missed out on by not being able to go into certain game modes or arena fights that I lost because I'm constantly punching up into people that have higher level teams or whatever.
Yeah.
I would expect, if they wanted me to stick around, a very generous compensation. How they run the numbers on that and how they make it as equitable as possible, I don't know. I can tell you the best answer is to not do this garbage in the first place, and then you don't have to worry about this, Scopely.
Yeah, just stop the A/B testing. Just just do the more beneficial solution. I think you know what the numbers are going to be. I think you know that players are going to get to the higher level faster, and this is kind of in line with what they said they wanted. They wanted a better newer player experience. This extra experience would help that, and I think I think that's, they need to just give everybody that experience. Yep. All right, moving on. We have some changes to Commander Journey, so this is related to the new player experience. They're going to be making a few changes that are coming before the next update is their target. So some characters now have multiple farm locations and will be accessible earlier. So for example, some of these are characters that you need for certain teams, maybe horseman teams or legendary unlocks. Hopefully the selection of these characters is planned out and it's logical. So, good teams, meta teams, you could get them earlier and you won't have to build as many trashy teams. So that's what I'm hoping. Any thoughts on this from what you see here? There's no commitment made, so all we know is that they're going to have multiple farm locations and other characters be accessible earlier.
I am all for anything that stops or limits new players' need to go through the same BS that you and I had to go through right at that stage in the game, right? Because there was a lot of fluff in there.
Defenders and Sinister Six for a long time was like the first teams. Now at least Sinister Six is good. Defenders still suck though.
Yeah. So anything that gets players more fun characters that they can engage with. It's always super exciting to unlock a character in this game, right? Yeah. Keep them engaged, keep them excited about unlocking characters, start to minimize the barriers of entry for them to unlock different legendary characters, give them more opportunities to farm the shards, get them to the end game quicker, right?
End game quicker. All that stuff is, that's the big thing, I think. End game quicker for everybody. That's what we want. Yeah,
it's a balancing act though, right? You want to have them enough time in the center there where they can learn the fundamentals of the game and understand the mechanics and get a good basis for that. But then once that onboarding is done, get them to the good stuff, right? Get them to the end game and competing in all the different fun modes and I think that's all good. So get them there faster.
In your opinion, off the top of your head, what is a good time frame for a newer player to reach the end game? 6 months? 1 year? I mean, how long should a player be in that phase for them to learn like the fundamentals of the game and then they can move on to where the meta is right now? What is your opinion on that?
Just kind of arbitrary. Probably 6 months.
6 months.
You like if you think about this game, right? Like it is pretty complicated. It really is. Like it's maybe a little less daunting. Like I get confused about kits and mechanics sometimes for me. I've been playing for like 6 years or however long the game's been out. Yeah. And even then, like I still kind of trip myself up. I'm like, oh, that's right. That's the way that works. Oh yeah, whatever. So like for somebody that's coming on and giving them all that information, even in a 6 month period, can be a little bit, not that you need to know everything. Like you don't need to write a dissertation.
Enough of the fundamentals, right? Maybe not all the fundamentals. That's going to take a while to, even longtime players still forget certain pieces.
I'd say probably 6 months is probably a good thing. They get their feet wet and whatever. Like they can get a good basis on counters and what makes sense and, all that.
I like that time frame. 6 to 8 months is where I would feel as well. Good. Let me know in the comments what you think. Where should a new player get to that meta? what is that time frame? All right, legendary event changes. Adam, Warlock, Omega Red, and Ebony Maw are getting more. They're expanding the requirements for these characters. We're going to talk about the datamines because we do have some datamines of what these are going to be. I think this is great for the new player experience. Minion availability. They're less and less relevant. Pre-minions used to be relevant for a while until they removed that from Nick Fury and expanded those requirements there. But removing minion characters from premium and basic orbs, they did that already, but now they're no longer in nodes or any orbs. Are only going to be in the Blitz, Raid, and Arena stores. What do you think of this change?
I mean, get them out of here. Like,
yeah,
who cares?
That should be said. They haven't been relevant for years, the minions, right? And now that you don't need Kree minions, they have like zero value now.
Yeah, nobody's coming in here super excited to play with Hydra Sniper, unless your name's Venora, and they're a GA team Blue ISO 5. Love you, Venora. Just kidding. But no,
just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, they're just not. There's no one's favorite Marvel character, and they downloaded this game so they can play with Hydra Grenadier. You know,
they added the minions because they didn't want as many name characters in the beginning of this game. Yeah. Now this game's out in a while. We have all these name characters. There's no use for these minions anymore.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm all for it. Just throw them in whatever store, and if you want to do that, you can. We don't need them
anymore. We don't need them anymore. All right, and these changes coming before the next major update is the target. And this will now require down to have minimal impact play for the normal hard campaign chapters because obviously they're shifting things around. Sending out some campaign energy to everyone to account for this. That is always good. Let's talk about the new war corrections. I'm not sure what changed here. I think this is just a text change. It says the new rules for the new words in chapter 4 have incorrect descriptions and a bug in combat data. The description has been updated. The bug has been fixed today. The match is intended design. Here's the description. So what this says is defending war ready new warrior allies, if not exhausted, will spawn with 2 safeguard, offense up, defense up, and 50% speed bar. I'm not sure what it was doing before or what the bug was or what the description was for. You're a lot more engaged in war than I am. So what does this mean for you? Or did you not notice this either?
I am probably I am in a war focused alliance, and I'm probably the least engaged or interested in war of any of these guys. I just do what I need to do.
Well, that's more than me because I'm the least engaged in a war casual alliance. So, so you're like a step above where I am.
Fair enough. It sounds like the way I'm reading this is that this is probably I don't study the war rules or anything. I just do they basically tell me what counters to use. Honestly, it's that kind of thing. It sounds like it's just a description fix to.
There's some bug that was going on. I don't know what the bug was, but it's been fixed.
It sounds to me like I'm going to continue to run Underworld into this and blow it up every time I see it. Is what this is saying to me.
Probably.
So okay, cool.
All right, more vampires. We got the winner here, Karen Page by a landslide. Did you expect Betty or Ben to get a few more votes, or did you expect Karen to run away with it as much as she did?
Well, Karen, I feel like has the look, right? Karen's got the look and she's got the name. People love the name Karen.
Yeah.
So this is
not only that, she was a vampire in the actress that plays Karen in Daredevil was a vampire in the previous show, the True Blood show that she was on. So there's a little more reason to pick her, not just there you go, stuff.
I mean, this is I guess kind of how I just assumed she would win. My guess was she would probably win. So
now the exciting thing is future votes. I think from what I understand, we're going to get to vote on the characters' look, and some of their kits as well. What kind of things are you hoping to see in the future voting?
It would be nice to get a look into the kits because I think people right now are like meme voting or voting for like the one they think looks goofiest or.
We sort of had that in the first ones, right? If we looked at what the Kestrel had, we sort of saw her kit down here.
It gives you a bit of an idea.
Sort of this guy with we knew he had a surfboard, Silver Surfer symbiote.
Could you imagine if they give a symbiote surfer without a surfboard? A skateboard instead.
He's surfing on the cosmos, not on a surfboard.
All right, hang on, Valley. Let me ask you real quick. Are you? I don't know if this is stop me if this was a topic we were talking about. Were you excited when they were like, here's which vampire version of this character do you want for these characters? Did that excite you for these characters? Let me ask that. I had
no idea who these characters were. I had to go look them up. But I'm glad that we get to vote on them. We get to vote on their look. We get to vote on their kits. We get to shape these characters. But yeah, I had no idea who any of these characters were. And I had to look all of them up.
I'm so happy for anyone that was like, oh, Betty Brant, she's my favorite.
Betty's not coming to the game now.
Secretary in like issue 97 of the Avengers or whatever. Oh, they're gonna make Betty Brant a vampire? Like, awesome. They could have put Uncle Ben's podiatrist on here and would have been like, oh, you guys want a vampire version of his podiatrist? And I would have been like, I guess. Like,
I'll just say something in defense. At least all of these characters do have actors, actresses portray them in the MCU. So they're not like super obscure. They're just kind of obscure.
Listen, the only thing even remotely, again, I'm not dogging on anyone. Maybe Ben Urich is someone in the comments' favorite character. More power to you.
21% of the community's favorite character. So don't negate that.
This could not have been less exciting for me personally if they had tried. You know what I mean? Like Peter Parker's elementary school softball coach, vampire version of him might as well be on this list.
This is Ned's girlfriend. This Betty is Ned's girlfriend in the Europe movie, and he found out the identity of Daredevil and Punisher and Spider-Man.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's cool.
Which secretary do you like better?
Listen, I'm excited that this probably means if we're getting vampires, you need someone to fight the vampires eventually, right? So, yeah, that's cool for me.
Morbius rework. Yeah, I like this though. As much as I joke, I think this is good. Scopely, keep doing this.
I like the voting. I like the voting.
I will keep joking on it when it's appropriate, but yeah, I let at the end of the day keep.
Let us keep voting. It's cool.
All right. Cosmic Crucible, my goodness, this is a rough season. I went 0-3 last week. I went 1-2 this week. I think I started off 3-0 though. But yeah, this has been a rough season. My goodness, I'm getting my butt kicked here. What new defenses and offenses have you seen? This one of the things I've seen is Infinity Watch versus this team. Been using this very, very efficient for an Infinity Watch. 8360, not that inefficient there against Infinity Watch. This is probably the newest team for me that I've been using. What are some things that you have been checking out this week?
Yeah, so I actually just swapped my defense out. I've been making some big changes this week. I've had a pretty rough go of it recently. Once diamonds came out and the level cap increase, and then people with like, I'm running into like 7-star Black Knights and stuff. I went from like very highly ranked in CC to like, I got smashed. Like I've been having a real rough go of it. So I recently revamped my defense. Very generous viewers donated for me to get Black Knight. I don't buy the characters myself, but they wanted to see Black Knight. So shout out to them. So I have him on defense now doing his thing, but I've moved Superior 6 to defense.
Okay.
Extreme, I'm doing an interesting combo, I think, with Extreme now, which is cool. But yeah, so far it's been... Is it
based on Masters of Evil and some hybrid of Masters of Evil or something different? Because I've been using Extreme, Masters of Evil against Extreme, sometimes with Apocalypse, sometimes with Super Skrull.
Yeah. So it depends on the room. Right now I have it. All right, I'll tell you. So right now I have Extreme with Rogue and Black Knight in 4.
Okay.
And this past Crucible, let me see if I can bring it up. It was the first time I had it set on defense. It got a combat cancel by a Superior 6, a sack by a full Hive Mind with Vulture, and then a cleanup with Superior 6. So they had to 3-tap.
Did you see that Infinity match count? They didn't take a turn.
Oh no, that's excellent with the symbiotes.
They didn't take a turn. I love that. Yeah. That's the newest team. I like that. They didn't even take a turn.
Yep. They do a great job. So yeah, no, this season's been super interesting. I've been kind of getting my butt kicked. After, like I said, diamonds and level cap and everything, and I'm falling behind on meta teams.
Not just you, my friend. Not just you. Yeah. I've been getting it this week.
But I've been having fun though. Have you been having a good time?
I've been having fun. Yeah, I've got frustrated. Only one of those losses that I've taken. So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's fun though.
Let's move on to the data mines, and it looks like the new character coming in next month's month-long milestone event is nobody. Recruit none with the March events, but as far as rewards, I guess we're gonna get some stuff in replacement of that. Diamond orbs, we kind of have that in the month-long milestone events now, but only for ranking rewards. Also some fully crafted shield gear, armory 16, 17, 18 orbs gold. Nothing really stands out here as far as these rewards. Do you think these data mines are accurate? Is it really giving me none, or the devs trolling us with this? Recruit none in the March events.
Oh, it literally says none, huh?
It says none. Do you think that they put that there on purpose? Like, data miners, we got you now. Or this is really how it's going to launch the game. Nothing. And then make up the character shards with more stuff, more resources for us.
What ultimately ends up happening, I have no idea. That being said, I find nothing less exciting in this game than month-long character releases. Like, by the time I actually get them, I'm just so far behind everyone that like already bought them and built them up. Like, I have a hard time even getting excited for them because I'm like, all right, I guess I'll be playing with this character in 30 days.
The stores are
nice. Yeah, the stores are nice.
And then we could get some of these, not the newest characters, but older, like slightly new characters, not farmable yet, but getting character shards for their good gear, dark purple credits. I mean, are
they mutually exclusive though? They could always give us an event store without having a character in the month long.
They've had events. They've had event stores related to events within the month-long milestone, and they've also had stores related to the month-long milestone. They've done both. But
I don't know.
So they can do whatever the heck they want.
Give me stores and give me way more candy than I'm supposed to. That's right. Give me more candy. Yes. I give me Candy Gate again.
That would be the best. I think. Yeah. Give more candy and stores. That's the point. Jeff should be in charge of all the stores. Give us so much more currency and keep reusing the currency, Scopely.
Oh, absolutely. Never change.
If you're going to do compensation like that, keep reusing the currency.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have some costumes coming. And I know these have no effect on gameplays, but I always get excited about these costumes. Deathpool is getting a new costume. So yeah, another costume for one of our original characters, an Iron Patriot. Character not even in game yet, but is on the splash screen. This reminds me of Wong. I think Wong got a costume when he was initially released. Excitement level for these? Are you like me that like these costumes, or you don't care at all?
No, I think it's a cool bonus. What ultimately it comes down to me is whether or not by not spending if I'm going to get it, right? Because if I do, then awesome, that's fun. I might switch over and use those costumes. I think costumes are fun. I think a lot of the times they're locked behind the pay stuff, which is okay, you know, it's fine, but that makes it less exciting for me because I'm like, all right, well, I'll get this in like 2 years, I guess, when they move it to the store. But they're fun. I look forward to
I'm gonna grind hard for a costume, but I'm probably not gonna pay for a costume, but I'll grind super hard in an event for a costume.
Yeah, it'll make me more engaged for sure. Like if I think I can get, if I can get it free to play, I'll definitely go a little bit above and beyond to try and unlock that if I can, but it remains to be seen.
But like that photon costume in the last event, that would take a lot of spending to get that. Not just grinding, so I didn't get that one. All right, more data mines about some expanded traits. They did announce in that Commander Journey that they're expanding these traits for legendaries. Bio, Heroes, and Inhumans. Well, Inhumans are what unlocks Ebony Maw. So looks like Bio, Heroes, and Inhumans are gonna unlock Ebony Maw according to data mines. So what are your thoughts on that? Expanding these traits. How much of a help for newer players is this gonna be?
Well, I think anytime you add additional traits and open things up for people, that is a good thing. So baseline, good thing. Inhumans are garbage. They basically have no use in the game anymore at this point. So I love it. And Bio Heroes.
So sad because Black Bolt's kit is so good. His stats are so bad though, but his kit is so good. I wanted
he had his time though. I'm with you. It is sad, but he smashed, dude. He was like the #1 damage dealer in the game.
That's why I wanted to be good because he was so good back in the day.
I love Black Bolt. But yeah, no, Bio Hero is awesome. That opens up some really excellent characters. Captain America, Red Hulk, 2099 is a good character. Photon is excellent. Yeah. Nova's an excellent.
Ebony Maw with Red Hulk. How funny is that?
Yeah. But there's a lot of good characters there. Void Knight, Gwenum is in that list.
Really makes it so that you don't specifically have to build bad characters. You just building what you're going to build. Eventually, you're going to get Ebony Maw because he's going to be a permanent legendary. Yeah. Next is going to be X-Men or X-Factor. The character that currently takes X-Factor with Jubilee is Adam Warlock. So Adam Warlock getting a little easier. Now, Adam Warlock does have value. Infinity Watch does have some little value in Cosmic Crucible, a little bit of value in War right now. But as you can see from that counter, Hey, their value in Cosmic Crucible is severely diminished.
Yeah.
How value is Adam Warlock, and how big of a help is this for newer players? Expanding it so you don't even need Jubilee. You don't need X Factor, just X-Men. We know is getting a rework. Phoenix is getting a rework. Jubilee is getting a rework. Kitty Pryde is getting a rework. X-23 is getting a rework, and Colossus is getting a rework. In addition to the Extreme X-Men that we already have, how good is this for Adam Warlock?
No, that's awesome. Again, opening up the restrictions is fantastic. There are incredible X-Men characters in the game currently, with more reworks coming, that we know about. The entire Extreme team, you're going to want them. They're the best probably raid team in the game, or close to it, and one of the best CC teams in the game. They're fantastic. So opening this up with excellent characters from X-Men is wonderful. As far as Infinity Watch, here's what I'll say, and I do see this pop up in Twitch chat quite a bit, where people are like, hey, is it worth me? I'm a newer player. Should I try to build up my Infinity Watch? Here's what I'll say. Infinity Watch has had a wonderful run. They have maintained their value. Safeguard, defense up, immunity on spawn are fantastic. That being said, I would not, at this point in the game, if you do not already have a mature roster, I would not focus on Infinity Watch. Infinity Watch is like an excellent cleanup team. It's a luxury team. Yeah. They are a team that you like. They're like the best. Excuse me. They're like the best C team that you can have for like a Cosmic Crucible defense or something, and they can soak up an important team. You have to deal with them the right way, but they're not make or break team. So it's cool, and that's awesome. Go ahead and get them, but I would not rush on my way out to get to build up Infinity Watch.
You could build them after your fundamental teams are built. Your arena teams, your raid teams, maybe your Crucible teams. Once you have that built, you don't know what to do with your resources. That's when you start to build a team like Infinity Watch, or some of the other teams that I talked about yesterday in the Trap Teams video. All right, and that last but not least, Omega Red, still a character that I use all the time in War, all the time in Cosmic Crucible and Hydebird teams. Not necessarily the Weapon X, but Omega Red, yes. Expanding not just the Nick Fury and Winter Soldier, or the Secret Avengers, all Avengers. So yes, Captain America you could use to unlock this character as well. Expanded from just these characters right here. I think this is great that all these characters have their expanded traits. And I think the biggest thing here is that Scopely is willing to constantly switch these characters, and they haven't done that until recently. So I'm glad that they're adding this, and when these characters fall out of the meta, and hopefully they don't, because these traits are so wide, X-Men, Avengers, Bio Heroes, hopefully these don't fall out of the meta, but if they do fall out, then they can replace that. What are your thoughts on them replacing this, and just general thoughts on Omega Red?
No, this is awesome. Avengers is a super wide tag, so that's fantastic, and I think you'll be able to use pretty good characters for a long time in meta characters, one way or the other, to unlock Omega Red for quite some time, which is great. And Omega Red is awesome. He does a lot of cool stuff: ability block, trauma, flips, percentage damage, which is always useful. I find myself using Omega Red quite a bit. Less now. He is falling off a little bit less now, but he's still a useful fifth. If you're not sure who the last person to use in a Cosmic Crucible offense team, a lot of times you're like, all right, let's throw Omega Red in. He's going to do a great job. Weapon X is still devastating in War against a lot of teams, and they're going to continue to do so for a long time to come. So of these characters we just talked about, Omega Red is probably the most exciting one for me. So I think this is great.
I 100% agree. And last but not least, it looks like the first event of next month's None character month-long milestone event is called Historic Heist, where you could earn Black Cat diamonds. All right, so we're getting diamonds for more characters. This is one of the anniversary orb fragment events. You're going to get those from campaign nodes, free claims, and by playing Cosmic Crucible battles. What team do you think we're going to need to use in Cosmic Crucible, or just using battles? Because last time was Superior 6, so people had to take them off in defense. Do you think this is going to be just a general Cosmic Crucible play, or a specific team for this?
My hope is it's just general play. I absolutely hate when they make me or anyone shift up their plan, right? You go in, you have a plan, you settle it
based on play, not wins either, because that screws me up also. That screwed up my whole week last week.
Just make it play, guys. Come on, stop making people switch up their defenses. Let people do what they want to do in Crucible. Just make it play the battles, and let's call it a day. So hopefully that's what it is. I'm holding out hope.
All right, Void Knight Shards, Diamond Orb Fragments, Teal Gear. Do you think these are just going to be for ranking rewards, or just normal milestone rewards? I think Diamond Reward, the ranking rewards will be Black Cat, but do you think there'll also be some Void Knight shards in there as well, or this goes to everybody?
That strikes me as milestones would be my guess. The Void Knight, Diamond Ore Fragments, and Teal Biogear. That's probably milestones would be my guess, and then the Black Cat would be the ranking.
I think so as well. And earning alliance credits means you got to donate to your alliance a little more. 50 core donations every single day. Yes, I always love those kind of events. But that is it for the news this week. Purple Sticky, any other final thoughts before we wrap this video up?
No. Best of luck to everyone in Sword Satellite, and may luck be ever in your favor as you try to farm floor 40 or whatever. It's for your 100 million points. And
hopefully Apocalypse and Super Skrull, if you've been saving for them, they pop up in your store. You can get them without a lot of refreshes. Let me know your thoughts on next month's month-long milestone events. Check out Purple Sticky. His links are going to be down below. Give him a subscribe and check him out on Twitch. And if you want to check out what are the best teams in Marvel Strike Force right now, check out the video up there. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hug fist bump. Purple Sticky and ValleyFlyin out. Have a great one, guys.